Why is that? Every morning we wake up, we seem to feel a bit more worn out than we were the previous day. Well, believe it or not, it has a lot to do with the modern world. Like, you wake up, your alarm goes off, you hit snooze, and 5 minutes later, it goes off again, so you hit snooze once more. Eventually, you finally sat up and thought, why am I already so tired? Anyways, you drag yourself to the kitchen, pour some coffee, and hope that caffeine will magically transform you into a superhuman. But by 2 p.m., your brain starts to feel like mashed potatoes, and by 6 p.m., you're exhausted, even though you have barely moved all day. Does it sound familiar? But here's the thing. You're not tired because you're lazy. You're tired because your body and brain are being quietly drained by habits you probably don't even notice. So let's say that you go to bed at 10 p.m. with the plan for 7 to 8 hours of sleep. You might think you're getting enough sleep, but here's the problem. Being in bed isn't the same as getting good sleep. Your sleep quality gets wrecked by things like scrolling on your phone before bed, watching TV until you pass out, or drinking caffeine too late. Either way, your brain needs deep sleep cycles to fully recharge, as your body repairs muscles and balances hormones while you sleep. But when your sleep gets interrupted or shortened, that process gets cut in half. It's like unplugging your phone at 23%, and as a result, you wake up the next morning feeling tired. Just think about it. Our ancestors didn't have cell phones, smartwatches, or even television, which means as soon as the sun sets, they would just go to sleep. But you, on the other hand, you mostly start your days off with low energy, which makes things even worse. As when you're low on energy, you start to move a lot less, which makes you become even more tired. Wait, what? Sounds backwards, doesn't it? As you probably thought that moving less would make you less tired, right? Nope. There's a reason why fit athletes does not get as tired as quickly as the average person. The more you move, the more energy your body produces. Exercise improves blood circulation and oxygen delivery, which basically means your body gets better at making energy. But if you spend most of your day sitting down, then everything slows down, right? And suddenly, a simple task of walking up the stairs starts to feel like climbing Mount Everest. Ironically, the people who exercise regularly often have more daily energy than the people who don't. So if you're always tired, sometimes the solution isn't to get more rest. Instead, it's about moving around a lot more. So just get up and go somewhere, even if it's just to the supermarket, which is where you'll be able to even get your food supplies. Speaking about food supplies, they say food is supposed to give you energy, right? But depending on what you eat, it can also knock you out like, notably Jake Paul. Either way, if most of your meals are high in sugar, then your blood sugar may spike very quickly. And when it crashes, your energy crashes along with it. And that's when you start to feel sleepy and sluggish. And these days, most people may ask, so what should we eat? Well, basically the type of foods that most nutritionists have been recommending for a long time now. Meanwhile, here in the United States, everyone seems to pretend that donuts and fries are somewhat of a balanced meal plan. I mean, come on. Some of you guys hardly ever drink water, especially females. Think about it. When our ancestors were out in the fields, hunting in the hot sun, they always had to rehydrate every chance they got. Now fast forward into 2026, and you're just here, sitting in your office under cool air conditioning away from the hot sun. You may even feel for a little bottle of water, but then your boss comes into your office only to leave a pile of unfinished documents on your desk for you to complete. And suddenly, hydration becomes an afterthought, as even mild hydration can make you feel tired, sluggish, and unfocused. Remember the old saying, your body's about 60% of water? You probably remember it because it's a factual thing. And water helps with a lot of things like circulation, temperature regulation, nutrient delivery, and a bunch of other stuff. Which is why you don't operate as well when you're dehydrated. You might think you're tired when your body's really saying, please, just give me a glass of water. But instead, we give it coffee. and then another coffee, and followed by another energy drink. Bad idea. A lot of people here in the United States don't realize that just a glass of water will do. And my final point is that we're making a ton of decisions in just a short period of time. So you just got out of bed, and already you're asking yourself a ton of questions and making a lot of decisions. Like,
Did I sleep on my phone? Is it my kid's graduation today? Or is it next week? Oh, the rent is due. Right? I'm getting tired of pancakes. I wonder what I should have for breakfast. Donald Trump's tariffs affecting egg prices?
and it goes on and on. So it's only 9 a.m. and you have made a billion decisions, and your prefrontal cortex is going into overdrive. As the more decisions you make, the more energy your brain uses. We tend to make a lot of decisions a day, and most people may tend to make over 100 decisions as it pertains to food alone. So put it in simple terms, make a bunch of decisions, and it equals you feeling fatigue, even if you haven't lifted a pencil. But how can we even reduce this problem? Well, we can start by limiting the amount of decisions we make daily. Easily said than done, right? However, you can do this by always planning ahead. You can do things like prepping your meal for the week, organizing what clothes you're going to be wearing during the week, finding methods in reducing stress, making sure your car isn't filled with garbage, and adding exercise to your daily routines. Doing these things significantly improved my life by increasing my energy physically and mentally, causing me to be more productive. Now take full control over your body.